This is Money Motivation and Mike, and I am your host, Michael Wainwright. In charge of all the controls is Jason Wright. And hello to you, world. This is the show that can and will change your life. You can contact us at info@mx3.vip and find all of our new content at mx3.vip or on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@mx3podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of all our new content, which Jason puts out every Monday morning around 9 o'clock. Jason, this is episode 156, the completion of 3 years. This is not necessarily the subject that I wanted to address, but I watched a documentary this last weekend, gathered some information, was an idol of mine back in the 1970s. I have my opinion, and I'm fixing to cover it. First of all, there has been some protests going on out in California, more or less LA, and they say that I believe it's the mayor saying that, and the governor of California saying that it's mild protest and that 2,000 National Guards being sent to California is unnecessary. Maybe it is, but this is what I want to tell you. California and any of the other 49 states, no matter who is in public office, whether you like him or her or not, if they hadn't sent the National Guard, you would be griping about that as well, because nobody cares about you. That's what you'd be saying. But since they did, and they are working with local law enforcement per the mayor of LA, it shouldn't be done. It's just a bad view. It's a waste of public money, on and on and on. But if you hadn't done it, they'd be mad about that too. Can't have it both ways, Jason.
Yeah, I know the police chief had come out and said that they couldn't have handled a couple of situations on their own already.
Well, that's not what the mayor said.
Yeah.
That's not what the governor said.
Right.
They must not be from the same political party as the current sitting president.
Yeah, they're not seeing the same videos that I am seeing of what's going on out there.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. And wasn't there some stuff going on between the chief and the mayor back in December? They were on different pages.
Fire chief, I believe.
Oh, was it the fire chief?
Yes.
Okay, well now it's the fire chief, police chief.
They could have been something with the police chief as well, but fire chief is one I know about.
That's right. All righty, here we go. William Bruce Jenner, October the 14th, 1949. And then we go over to 2015. Don't have the exact date, but 2015, Caitlyn Marie Jenner was, I guess, transgendered. Jason would be the word.
June 2015.
June 2015. There you go.
Yep.
Some 66 years later. All right. Now, everyone on this show knows that my all-time athletic hero, and even off the field, off the gridiron, still is, will always be Roger Staubach. That's 1970s. There were two other athletes, and I'm going to call Evel Knievel an athlete. There were two other people in the 1970s that you could put above Roger Staubach. Not in my eyes, but in the world eyes, no doubt about it. And that was Bruce Jenner and Evel Knievel. Bruce Jenner, Evel Knievel, Roger Staubach, and then I'll even go a fourth. Now we're getting off sports here. Superman. Those were your guys, and I guess gal, those were your guys of the 1970s. The I believe it's 77 Wheaties box. We'll get to that in a minute. Was the first Wheaties box I ever saw an Olympian on the Wheaties box. I ate Wheaties because of Bruce Jenner. I was a Fruity Pebbles person. Occasionally I had to eat Raisin Bran because the folks ate Raisin Bran and the Fruity Pebbles went quicker than the Raisin Bran did. So occasionally I had to eat Raisin Bran. I started eating Wheaties because of Bruce Jenner and what he did in the 1976 Olympics, the decathlon, 10 events, the all-around world athlete. And how many hearts did he break in June of 2015? As we go through this, I want you to ask yourself a question. I don't know the answer to this question. I have an opinion, but I guess I don't know the actual scientific answer. Is Bruce Jenner going to Caitlyn Jenner a disease or a choice? Now, in this documentary, and I was very excited about the fact that in this documentary, they covered a whole lot of the Olympics. Footage I'd never seen. And things that I don't know that the general public had ever seen until this documentary came out here in the last 30 days. And I say, is it a disease or a choice? After Bruce Jenner became Caitlyn Jenner, Jenner invited local pastor over. The church, I'm still going to use that he attended. I guess he did attend and then invited his pastor over when he became a her. And one of the questions was, how does God view me? And that's the question that Jenner asked the pastor. Jenner says in the documentary that a direct answer was never given. Now, that's the words, that's the quote. A direct answer was never given. Pastor left without Caitlyn Jenner getting that answer. So let me tell you, Caitlyn, God brought you into this world as a man. He created you as a man. If overeating, Jason, is a sin, if lusting after another person in your mind is a sin, I can guarantee you that changing your sex after God had given you this particular one, I can assure you that it's a sin. Absolutely. And this particular pastor, remember, we weren't there, but this is what Caitlyn Jenner said in this documentary. No direct answer was given. God still loves him. Loves him, her, whatever. God still loves him. Doesn't agree. Doesn't agree with the decision. I made you this and you wanted to become that. Now, with that being said, and this goes back to my discouragement with Robin Williams, who committed suicide. And I was very upset with Robin Williams. Robin Williams gave me a lot of laughs in his time on the TV screen. But after it came out and he was misdiagnosed and his wife was at the front of that forefront of expressing that he had been misdiagnosed, I felt a whole lot better about Robin Williams because in my mind, Robin Williams didn't really know what he was doing. Did Caitlyn Jenner really mentally know what he was doing by having, in essence, a sex change? That's your question. Jenner played football. Graceland Yellow Jackets. I thought it was the Denison Yellow Jackets, but it's really the Graceland Yellow Jackets. He was running back. Major knee injury. Going to be done with sports. Done with sports. This is before even considering the decathlete stuff. But convinced by Olympic decathlete Jack Parker's coach, L.D. Weldon, that he tried the decathlete. Jenner went on and obviously had a successful 6-year decathlon career, accumulating obviously with the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal and setting world records and gaining fame as the all-American hero and probably more or less the all-world hero because it was a big deal. And there wasn't anything bigger, Jason. The money, nothing bigger than getting your face, your body, put on the Wheaties box. Did you know who Bruce Jenner was, Jason, before he was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
No.
And I would say you are in a major majority. I would say that's an 80-20 rule.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with my birth year.
Yeah, but I know a whole lot about history, then I wasn't around for that either.
Yeah.
And the Bruce Jenner deal is up there with, I mean, that's Jesse Owens of the Olympics. That's Carl Lewis. That's Mary Lou Retton.
See, I know those names. A lot of those I did actually see. When did Jenner retire from sports?
His last event was the Olympics in '76.
So I wasn't born until 81. I actually saw some of the other people you've mentioned.
But you just said you knew Jesse Owens.
No. Some of those people I
heard of Jesse?
No.
1930s. I guess I'll have to educate you on that one as well. Nevertheless, yes, went on to an extremely successful career, which we will get into here. Did you know Jenner has 6 children?
Didn't know the number.
And just like this is what Bruce Jenner is known for. Being basically being the Kardashian stepfather.
Yeah.
And then having his own 2 little Jenner girls that are part of that 5 with what mom's name? Chris?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with the Kardashians.
I don't either. But he was known as the Kardashians' stepdad, and he was known as Kris Kardashian Jenner's. Actually, she went by Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner's husband.
Yes.
Not the 1976 decathlete, Olympian, greatest athlete in the world, etc., etc. Which was disturbing to me. Not as disturbing as June of 2015, but it was very disturbing. Very disturbing. Let me ask you this, Jason. Would it set you back if Troy Aikman came out this week as a transgender?
Yes, I had to say it probably would.
Yeah.
Just because I grew up watching him. And
there you go.
That's how I know him.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, that's what Bruce Jenner did to me. And hey, whatever. But like I say on this question over here, I need to get into some of the goody stuff here. Yeah. 6 kids from 3 different wives. And after the first wife, Christine Crownover. And she was in this documentary. A lot in this documentary. Especially because it was a lot of the 70s. No Kardashian was in the documentary. They do not speak to this day.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No.
They have disassociated themselves with Caitlyn Jenner. Kris Jenner, the 3 Jenner girls. The 3 Kardashian girls.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, those 3 Kardashian girls have 2 half-sisters with Caitlyn Jenner. So there is a lot of tie there.
Yeah.
And they're having to split. Remember, Kris Jenner, who has been in another relationship since 2014, is their mama, and he is their dad. They still call him dad to this day. His oldest son, and I believe it was Bert, his oldest son, Bert, he had 2 kids from Mrs. Crownover. His oldest son, Bert, mid-40s right now, said he knew he was transgender, or he knew that he had an issue way back then. Jenner also said on this documentary that she thought about coming out after the first marriage ended. Too much fame going on. I mean, they divorced in 1981. He's still on top of the world from the Olympics, and would continue to be that for forever. And to this day, says he was wearing little girl clothes, going in and putting on his mom's clothes in his 0 to 15. I'm not sure what years it was. Definitely in his teens. Always making sure that they were gone on a long day before he went in there so that he would not get caught. Long, long day. Did you know he's a member of the Republican Party?
I did not.
Ran in 2021 for the California gubernatorial recall election. I don't remember that at all.
I kind of remember hearing about the recall election, but I didn't look at the candidates since it didn't directly affect me.
Finished 13th with 1% of the vote. Did not know that. Did not know that at all. As you were saying, and as a child, he was diagnosed with dyslexia, for sure. Education. Attended Sleepy Hollow High School in Sleepy Hollow, New York. Now, that Sleepy Hollow deal was a big thing when it came Halloween back in the 1970s.
Is that the Headless Horseman? And
there you
all
go.
That?
There you go. One of them had a pumpkin on them. Yep, exactly. Freshman and sophomore years at Newton High School in Newton, Connecticut, and junior and senior years graduated in 1968 from Sleepy Hollow. Earned an athletic football scholarship and attended Graceland College in Iowa, but was forced to stop playing, like I say, because of a knee injury. And the Graceland track coach, L.D. Weldon, saw Jenner's potential and encouraged Jenner to switch to the decathlon. Jenner debuted as a decathlete in 1970 in the Drake Relay Decathlon in Des Moines, Iowa, finishing in 5th. Graduated from Graceland College in 73 with a degree in physical education. Okay. Now, this is what I find very intriguing. 1972 U.S. Olympic trials in Eugene, Oregon. Jenner finished 11th after the first day. See, it's a 2-day deal. 5 events on one day, 5 events on the next day. It's grueling. It's worth tuning in to watch because it's really very neat to me. Okay, climbed to 5th on the second day. Needed to make up 19-second gap in the 1,500 meter to qualify for the Olympics, and finished first by 22 seconds to qualify for the Olympics in 1972.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. Jenner was 10th in the decathlon in the 1972 Olympics in Munich, West Germany. He stayed on the field and watched the ceremony to get inspired for the next 4 years. Intense training. He said at this time he knew for the first time what he wanted for his life. And it was to be the guy in the middle of the podium as the United States of America national anthem is being played and that beautiful flag is being raised. The night of the ceremony, he started training that night, running through the streets of Munich, Germany, training for the games, which is going to be 4 years from now in 1976. I trained that day through the 1976 games, he quotes. 6 to 8 hours a day, every day, 365 days of the year. Every day for 4 years to get to where he got. Now, just stopping here for a minute and thinking about this. Are you familiar with the 10 events at all?
I know some of the events. I don't know all of them, no.
So, right off the mat, 100-yard dash.
Yeah.
That's the first event. Then we got the long jump, shot put, the high jump, then the 400 meter, one lap around the track, 110 hurdles, discus, the pole vault, the javelin throw, and the 1500 meter, which is basically 4 laps around the track. At the Olympics, in those 10 events, 8 of those events was his personal best ever. He racked up more points. Racked up 8,618 points. All-time high for a decathlete in the history of the Olympics. 1976, he owned them all. Broke it by 4 points. It was then again broke in 1980 by Daley Thompson, and then by Dan O'Brien. I don't know if you remember Dan and Dave O'Brien. They were the brothers who in the early 90s trained together. They were going to be 1-2 in the Olympics, etc. Dan O'Brien ended up winning the decathlete and breaking Bruce Jenner's record with 8,634 points compared to 8,618 points. So barely did. In the summer of 1918, Jenner was ranked the 26th all-time world athlete in the Olympics and 9th on the American all-time list. Now, I'd like to see that list of the 9 because I got him higher than 9. I've got him in the top 5, and I don't know who the other 4 are in front of him. He's way on my list, for sure. Introduced into the United States National Track and Field Hall of Fame in 80, the Olympic Hall of Fame in 86, the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame and the Connecticut Sports Hall of Fame in 94, the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame in 2010. And for almost 20 years, San Jose City College hosted an annual Bruce Jenner Invitational competition. Now I want to go back to this Wheaties deal here in a minute. In 1977 is when Jenner became the spokesperson for Wheaties brand. Appeared on a photograph of the cover of the cereal box. I can still see that box. As a matter of fact, Jason, in 2015, that box of cereal went for $400 on eBay. I'm very happy to hear that. Very, very, very happy to hear that. Okay. He took over for the first Olympian. I don't even know who Bob Richards is or was, but Bob Richards was the first Olympian on the Wheaties box. Jenner took over for him and took the brand to 1984 when Mary Lou Retton ran down there on the horse, flipped it over and got the perfect 10 and became the new Wheaties. Okay. Now, General Mills owns Wheaties. Listen to this. When Jenner came out as trans woman in 2015, General Mills stated that Bruce Jenner continues to be a respected member of Team Wheaties. After a negative response to the initial statement, Mike Simmons, General Mills' brand media relations manager, clarified it by saying, Bruce Jenner has been a respected member of Team Wheaties, and Caitlyn Jenner will continue to be. All right. So, you can't say what you want to say. You can, as long as people agree with it. You can't have, and remember, this is the company he worked for, paid him money, spokesman, on and on and on, employee of Wheaties, contract labor, whatever it was. And now you have changed your life to a woman. They want to recognize Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner was the one on the box. And because people come out in a negative way, they have to come back and make another statement due to the fact that their sales are going to suffer. You can disagree with me, which is great. I can disagree with you, which is great. But I'm going to take it to the extreme. I'm going to take it to another level. Not only do I disagree with you, I'm going to try to hurt you with your sales. So they had to come back out and give a different answer the next day. All right. Coming out as a transgender woman in a 2020 television interview with Dinah Sawyer. In 2015, Jenner came out as a trans woman saying that she had dealt with gender dysphoria since her youth, and that, quote, for all intent purposes, I am a woman. Jenner wore women's clothes many years, took hormone replacement therapy, but stopped after her romance with Kris Kardashian as it became more serious. Okay, they got married in 1991. So that goes back into the 80s. And Bert, the first child, has already said he knew it before then. Jenner recounts having permission to explore her gender identity on her travels, but not when they were coupled. So when I get away from you, I'm going to do something else. Not knowing the best way to talk about the many issues contributed over the 23-year marriage, which ended formally in 2015. How about this? Female Caitlyn Jenner. 2015, Jenner said that she has never been sexually attracted to men, but always to women. That given the difficulty of many people have understand the difference between sexual orientation and gender identity, she would identify as asexual for the time being. Jenner underwent cosmetic surgery, completed gender affirming surgery in January of 2017 to become a complete woman. Now, Bruce Jenner shows up tomorrow for the Olympics. Obviously, 70-something years old. But let's say he did. Does he get to compete in the male or the female?
I don't know the Olympics committee stance on this at this point, but in my view, no.
Okay.
And I think they are against it.
All right. Other than some private parts, what about the mind and the heart and the soul? The desire to press forward, the athletic ability. She still has the strength of a man, does she not?
Well, I mean, a 77-year-old man. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But you just said the word man.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to play in the 75 and older golf tournament this weekend. Are you in the men or the female division?
In my opinion, you should be in the male.
Okay. And I would bet in her opinion, I mean, this goes back to what's going on in college and high school right now with this people, females competing in males and males competing in female sports and all the scuttlebutt going on with that. Same thing.
Yeah.
So, once again, very, very, very high topic. And I don't know the answer. I know the opinion. So back to my original question when we started this episode. Is it a disease, Jason, or a choice?
I'm going to lean towards it's a mental disease.
I am too.
Yeah.
And I want to lean towards it's a disease because I love Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
And the accolades that he accomplished and the thrills and excitement and breakfast that he gave me, on and on and on. Here's the reason I say that it's a disease as well. I have no desire. I can't even think about it. Can't even fathom it. Thinking I'm going to start the transition of being a woman this afternoon. However long that takes. A couple years, next week, whatever. I can't fathom and have any desire to start dating a man. So, if Bruce Jenner was made and built the same way you and I was, he has a little bit more athletic ability than we do. But all the other components, the athletic ability, I don't think has anything to do with the fact you want to be a man or a woman. But all of the other manly attributes of being a male, and you go that other direction. Does it go along with the lines of having an alcohol disease, a drug disease, a gambling disease? I say yes.
Yeah, I agree.
It's that puts a lump in my throat thinking about it.
I mean, there could be some outside factors, but primarily, I think there's a mental disorder of some sort for sure.
I believe there are tons and tons and tons, well over a majority, that would speak out against topics such as this if the backlash wasn't so severe. Just like Bruce Jenner would have came out as a woman 30 years ago if the backlash hadn't been so severe. He's sneaking around so he doesn't get caught. Wouldn't that right there tell you this is wrong and not normal? Why would you think you need to sneak around if this is who you are and this is who God made you? I don't know. Money, motivation, and Mike. We're going to get back to other things starting with year number 4, which will be next week. I didn't even get to the numbers. I know we're in the 160,000 plus, etc. We'll get in a whole lot more after this episode. You know, I had a person tell me, if you want to create a lot of excitement, a lot of attention to your show, get controversial. Now, I didn't do this particular show to get controversial, to get more people in here. I saw the documentary. I have a passion for Bruce Jenner and know what he meant to me in the 1970s. And I wanted to express that and also express the fact that I'm not understanding why I would become a transgender woman. I'm as confused as I believe as he is on why he did it. Nevertheless, you got any thoughts, Jason, before I shut this thing down?
Yeah, better hold my tongue on this one.
You're going to leave all of it on this end of the table, huh?
Yep.
Well, I'll try to find something less controversial so you can get more involved in the upcoming weeks. Money Motivation Mike continues to bring you topics, and we do not care, good or bad, or what the consequences are. I will be anxious to see what happens with this episode, as we have had a whole lot more feedback from the viewing and listening audience over the last several months, and maybe, I guess, they just didn't think we're not that boring anymore. info@mx3.vip. Or you can contact me and ask me why Jason didn't have a comment on this particular show. Be glad to give you both. Find all the content at mx3.vip and on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/mx3podcast. Two things. Go down and give us the likes, the comments at the bottom of the YouTube. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified of all of our new content, which comes out every Monday morning around 9 o'clock. So for Jason, Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, and myself, continue to live your life the right way.